Hey, what is up, you sexy beast? GhostSickness, Tristan here. Now, there's some things going on lately that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about my debit card being stolen or compromised. Basically, they got my card information and what happened. And then a crazy week at work where I worked like 52 hours, as well as my day playing paintball. So it's going to be some pretty interesting stuff. A little bit of a story, kind of an update, a little bit of a deal going on today. So I'm going to get right into it, guys. Thank you so much for all your support. I really do appreciate it. This week has just been really hectic, and I'm going to get right into it. So, what happened with my debit card, you ask? It was towards the end of last month, and I was like, all right, well, let's just, check my U.S. bank account and be like, okay, well, let's check this, and oh, shit, someone spent $50 on Garcinia Diet, and I'm like, what the hell is Garcinia Diet, man? I don't even know what this product is, so I Googled it. It's like a diet pill thing, obviously, as you can tell, Garcinia Diet, but it's a garbage thing, and I did not buy it, and so someone spent $49.95 on that, and I'm like, oh, shit, so I called my bank, and I'm like, bruh. I did not buy this, and they're like, okay, well, we'll reverse the charges, and we're closing your account, but if you want to get cash out of your checkings or savings account, you can go into the actual physical building, and we'll take that money out. So I'm like, all right, duly noted, perfect, good, because I had some money in there, and so I'm like, all right, so I'm going to get into the work week, and then I'm going to kind of come back to this because it ties in with the work week, because this was happening before school started. This is Labor Day weekend, to put this in perspective for you guys. So anyway, I was working like crazy that week. I had like a 12-hour day where I worked like 9 hours, and then I had like a short shift after, like a 4-hour shift after that. It was ridiculous. Yeah. So I did that, and then I came in the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and I worked 6 days out of 7 days that week, and all of them were like 9-hour plus days, and so it was absolutely insane. All right, yeah, that sounds right. All of them were 9-hour plus days, and then Saturday was where the real craziness happened. So I came in at my shift started at, I think, 11 or 11:30. So I'm gonna go with 11. No, is that right? 11. Yeah, 11's completely right. So I come in at 11 on Saturday, Labor Day weekend. And I'm at work, I'm doing my thing, everything's good, and I was supposed to be off at like 6 or something like that, like 5 or 6, and they're like, hey, so do you want to stay? Because like 6 people called in that day, because just why not, right? It's McDonald's. People are just gonna be like, hey, I can't make it to work today, fuck you. So they call in, and then you have to work their shifts. So I got called in a lot, obviously, and I also stayed extra quite a bit, but this was one of the days like, all right, well, how late do you guys need me? They're like, well, as late as you can, bro. So I ended up staying till 9 p.m. that night. It was an absolutely crazy work day. We had like 3 or 4 people all day, and on a Saturday, that's pretty bad, especially on Labor Day weekend. It was absolutely awful. And also, don't forget, one guy came in at one point, and a girl came in at 12:15, I believe, and then she was the only person to come in until 6 or 7 or something like that. It sucked. It was really insane. We weren't even that busy, but we were so understaffed that it just felt like everybody had to do 250% more work. So that sucked. But anyway, some guy comes in, some white guy, and he's on counter. And they're like, okay, so my manager was at the back, and so I was like trying to help this guy up front because I'm a crew trainer. I'm not a manager. I'm going to be an area manager soon, not a shift manager. Shift managers are the ones who usually wear like black. It really depends on where you live, but they can do a lot of stuff. They get keys, and they get, full-time hours, and they decide to do refunds and stuff like that. So I'm not going to be that, but I'm going to be an area manager. It's right below that, but either way, so I was helping them out with certain stuff. So she's like, yeah, can I get help up here? And I'm just like, okay, why? What's going on? He's like, so he's trying to order 25 McDoubles, 20 McChickens, and 3 double hamburgers, basically McDoubles without cheese. And he's like, yeah, so can you do the thing? And so he can order that. I'm just like, and I just gave him that look. I gave him that, are you fucking kidding me look? Like, you want to know who has to make that food? Because I was in Grill most of the day. Grill is the people who make the food. I gave him that look like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, please, just don't do this. This is evil. He's like, but I'm giving you my money. And I just was like, really, dude? Fuck you. Like, I was giving him that kind of look. And I was like, whatever, dude. We'll do this, all right? We'll do this, bruh. And so I do the thing, and then he orders fucking, like I said, 25 McDoubles, 20 McChickens, and 3 double hamburgers for, like, his group of 4 or 5 guys. I don't even know. I think they had a bunch of people that they were feeding or something. So that was absolutely bullshit. Because I went back to Grill. Obviously, it was like, all right, guys, 48 sandwiches coming your way, and they see the order, and we just start making it. I'm pretty sure we started with we started with the McDoubles, and then we made all those, and then we started with the double hamburgers, then we made those, then we made the McDoubles, then we made the McChickens, and it took us a while. What's really good is that after he took that order, it kind of slowed down a little bit, so it wasn't absolutely crazy. Now, guys, orders like this aren't very common, but we do get them probably 2 times a week, maybe. I'm not there all the time. I was there all the time. That week I ended up getting like 52 hours or something crazy like that. It was a lot of overtime, a very good check as well. So we get orders like that sometime, but for the most part, they call ahead. You know, if they're doing a really large breakfast order, they'll be like, all right, guys, I want 100 hash browns, 60 sausage muffins, this, that, the other thing. And I've been there for orders like that. There's one that was $162 or $170. It was insane, dude. It's a breakfast order, like 60 hash browns when they were 2 for $1. And then there was like a bunch of sausage biscuits and sausage muffins and parfaits. Oh, it was mad. Anyway, so coming back to my debit card. So I get off work that day. It's like 9 o'clock. It's pretty late at that point. Most businesses and stuff are closed down, especially banks. So I'm like, all right, well, I need some cash to go because they closed my debit account and I had no money in my PayPal account. They're like, all right, well, here's your phone bill. And sorry, it's like a day late after we closed your account, but here's your phone bill. And it's like $22 and you got to pay it or else we're going to cancel your phone. I'm like, fuck. And so I'm like, oh God, no. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't have any functioning debit card. Obviously, I can't send them cash or a check. So I'm going to need a functioning like debit or credit card, right? So my parents were out of town. So it's basically just me working like crazy that week because my parents were out of town. And I go to the convenience store on my, no, sorry. I'm backtracking. I'm sorry, guys. So I get in my car after leaving work and I go to the bank because I'm like, all right, well, they said I can come to the establishment and get money out. Does that include the ATM? I really hope it does. Obviously, the bank is closed at this point because we're not Las Vegas, baby. We're not open all the time. So I go there and I put my card in the ATM. It's like, make a quick withdrawal or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, let's withdraw, $60 because I knew I had $60 in my account. And so I click withdraw $60 and it's like processing. And it's like, oh, you cannot take this money out, card retained. And I'm just like, what? And then just kind of gave me this little receipt for card retained. And I'm just like, oh, shit, I can't get any of my money out. I couldn't get that out of savings. I couldn't get that out of checkings. So I only really had the cash in my pockets. Now, this cash in my pockets was supposed to be for my car that I was getting fixed. So I just had some, money in cash. So I'm like, fuck, all right, I'm going to have to spend this money, I guess. So I go to the convenience store and I give him a $100 bill as I was breaking. Sorry, he broke that $100 bill and I ended up getting a chocolate bar. And yeah, I got a chocolate bar and it was just super good. It was like Butterfinger, but it wasn't Butterfinger, but it was just so good. I don't know what they're called, but anyway, so I'm like, yeah, do you guys have any of those Visa debit cards? And he's just like, no. I'm like, fuck, man, I have to go all the way across town to a Walmart because they're the only place open this time on a Saturday night where I live. And so I was like, to get one of those debit cards. I thought they would have them at the convenience store. So I get in my car after getting my candy bar, and I fucking eat my candy bars. I'm just like pacing outside the store, and some lady was giving me weird looks like I was like patrolling the place. Nah, I should just eat my candy bar. So I didn't get any crumbs in my car and whatnot. So I get in my car, I go all the way across town at like 10. It's like 10 now. After I actually got off work, went to the bank, went to the convenience store. I go there and I get one of these debit cards and I get $25 on it just cause, right? Spending more of the cash money that I had at the time that I was going to save for my card. I'm like, oh, well, I'll get the cash some other time. So I do that and I get the card and it's like $1.88 for the card. So it costs like $26.88 for everything like that. And I'm like, okay, good. I can load this card up. So I call okay, so what I didn't know about these cards, I figured, scan them, this, that, the other thing, give them the money, and you automatically get money on this Visa debit card. No, that's not how it is at all. Maybe it used to be that way, but that's not how it is at all anymore. So I have to fucking call the toll-free number and talk to this guy for like 15 minutes. This computer, as you guys know, the guys are like, hello, enter your information, blah, blah, blah. You have to give them literally everything. Name, last name, PIN number, this, that, the other thing, address, all this crazy stuff, and even your social security number. I'm like, oh my God, just to get a Visa debit card. So if you want to order a fleshlight, guys, you got to go through the whole process, but you could still get it on your Visa debit card, just saying, the only good use for it. So that was the thing, and as I was driving back, I'm just like, oh my god, dude, give me my debit card. And so the thing is, I didn't know if there were any like stipulations on being 17 and not 18 with one of these bad boys. So I told him that my birthday was 1990 instead of 96, and he's just like, yeah. So he does that, and he's checking with my social security number and everything like that. He's like, well, your information is invalid, but we'll activate your account, but you can't do anything with it. Like load any more money onto it in the future or anything like that. So I'm just like, fuck you, debit card. So I do that. That's all good. Get that activated. Go home. Pay my fucking phone bill. And I just kind of hang out that night a little bit. And then I didn't work the next day. It was the only day I had off all week. It was so great because I got called in the other days. But yeah, and I'm going to move on to a week from then to paintball. I played paintball fucking Saturday, and it was absolutely fantastic. So I woke up at like 9 something. I get ready, get in my car, and I'm going to pick up my paintball gear. So I'd reserve this gear ahead for like a military surplus place. So we go in, and I meet them there. I was like, oh wow, you guys got your gear from here too, because the other place we were planning on renting at was sold out. So we get our gear, everything's great. We get these paintball guns, and they're yellow, and they're Tipman or whatever. If you guys have ever played paintball, it's a lot of fun. We get those guns, and then we end up getting all of our stuff, and they give us CO2, the mask, everything you would need. So it was cheap. It was like 25 bucks. And we kind of get ready. We meet at the other place we had intentionally planned on. Motherfucker, I can't even speak. Intentionally planned on renting our gear from, but they were sold out. So we meet up there. Everything's good. It took me a little bit to find a place, which was bullshit. We meet there, and we're like, all right. And some guys pull up in this other car. They're like, hey. And I guess they were friends of one of the people we were going to play with, because we were going to go out into the forest area a little bit. There was like 7 of us, and we were all going to go play paintball just kind of in the forest with each other, winky face. But these guys pull up in this car, and they start talking to one of the guys we were going to play with, and they're like, hey, so what's up? And we're just like, yeah, just going to play paintball, nothing much. They're like, hey, do you guys want to come out to the course or anything like that? Because they had 20 acres of land with a crazy course. I'll show some pictures of it here, with a crazy awesome course that they had. And so we decided to go out there with just these strangers. I guess some of our group knew them. 2 people from our group knew them. We were slightly worried at first, like, all right, are they just going to take us out of town a little bit and murder us or whatever? What's going to happen? Or are they going to be like legit guys? Are we going to get robbed? This, that, the other thing. These are thoughts going through my head as well as some other people, but that's a thing. So the drive out there probably took 20-25 minutes, and we all kind of piled in his Suburban, because we took our cars and we met our cars there, got all the equipment, put them in one Suburban, and we had water and stuff like that. And we go all the way out to this place, and so it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. You like pull off the highway, and then here it is, and it's just 20 acres of land with absolutely insane like buildings and little, you know, wooden structures. These are actual pictures of the actual place, guys. These aren't like similar things. No. These are actual pictures that I showed you guys earlier. And it's just this giant like city-like place with a bunch of buildings, and you can play, and there are 3 flags, and it's awesome. It's fantastic. So we get there, and they have like a little booth thing set up. Obviously, it's not like in a building. It's just kind of have a little roof. Then they have like some tables and stuff out there with prices and equipment and stuff, because you could rent from them as well, which was only 30 bucks for actually good equipment. I'll get into that later. So we get there. He paid for some of our admission fees, but we had to pay for some of our admission fees as well. And we get everything, and we're testing out guns. We're testing out the FPS of these guns with this little gauge. I totally forget what they're called. Chroma. I don't know. Chroma something. And we're testing that out. It's like, all right, trying to calibrate the right FPS so we don't kill each other. Just under 300, which is not bad for paintball guns at all. It's still going to hurt like a bitch and leave you welts like I have on my body. So we do that, and my paintball gun is just being an absolute piece of shit. So it was the gun that I rented from the military surplus store. You know, it's a tip, and I thought it wasn't bad. The CO2 was loaded pretty well, and everything was great. And I start shooting it, and it's jamming. It's shooting. I don't think mine jammed, but one of my friends jammed. It's shooting 2 at once. Sometimes it's dry firing, as well as some are bursting in the barrel. Sorry, that's what I meant to say when I said jamming. But yeah, it's not. It's doing that, and everything's bad. And some balls are even falling out the front because it doesn't have a ball stopper. I'm like, how garbage is this damn thing? So it was semi-automatic, as most paintball guns are, and I'm trying it out, and I'm just like, oh my god, this gun sucks. I'm gonna, you know, run out of ammo just leaning forward on the goddamn battlefield. So we do that, and they're like, hey, so do you guys want to just borrow some of our guns? I mean, you can just make some rentals here and get a full refund for all your shit. So we're like, yeah. We use the paint that we got with, because we got like 500 rounds with our paintball guns, and they're like, okay, so we'll give you some guns that actually fucking work. And they give us these guns, and they actually worked really, really well. Every time you'd pull the trigger, it would fire, and it wouldn't burst or do anything crazy like that. But yeah, so we rent their guns. They're a lot better. Hoppers are larger, and we fill those up, and those are absolutely awesome. So we get out onto the battlefield the very first game, and we're just kind of hanging out where we have a central flag. It's like domination, but whoever has the flag longest wins. But there's one central flag in the middle, and there was one on each team. I was on blue team at the beginning, and then they were on red team. So we'd kind of go. It was one shot, and if you got shot, you'd have to hold your arm up and say hit, 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 and hold your arm and gun up so they wouldn't keep shooting you and stuff like that. So that was good, as well as if you saw somebody within like 20 feet or something like that, because it was a city-based environment, you would yell at them, surrender or die, like if you saw them at the back. If you just saw them straight up, you'd have to shoot them. So we do that. The first game goes pretty well. I died a lot. I died at the beginning. I got skinned on the arm. And I just got totally wrecked the first game. I mean, I got like a few kills. I don't even know how many kills I got this entire day. Probably not a lot. Like, I'm talking like 4, maybe 5. I couldn't really tell a lot of the times if I was actually hitting them. I could tell I got a few kills, but I didn't know exactly how many I was getting. Because, you kind of shoot and hide and just be a little bit scared. Because I was really nervous at the beginning, but then I'm like, fuck this, man. I'm ready. And I was in just jeans and a shirt, like skinny jeans and a shirt, because I was planning on throwing this shit away. So, like I said, I get kind of lit up at the beginning, get hit a little bit, and I'm just like, okay, all right, I'm going to have to get used to this and kind of see where they're at and kind of make sure I'm killing them. And because we had little things of tape, little bands of tape on our arms to represent what team we're on, blue team or red team. So, if they were on the other side, that was the general direction. So, they won. They were winning at the beginning of the first game, and then we ended up capturing the flag and keeping it and just absolutely dominating. Like, we pushed forward, and we just spawn trapped them, basically. They were at the van. There was, like, this old empty-style rape van that had been, absolutely destroyed and rusted and stuff like that. That was back there, and a lot of them were hiding. And I was making call-outs like an actual military person. Like, I got really into this. I was just like, hey, enemy over. He's by the van, left side, flanking on right, and shit like that. I was literally, like, SWAT engaged in this, bro. I was all serious, all laughs, had a great time. And then it comes to the second game, and in between the first and second game, we spent a while, like, recalibrating our guns, making sure everything's good, making sure everybody's ready, getting water, this, that, and the other thing, making sure we had enough ammo to go to the next fight. Now, the second game was very similar, but we ended up absolutely getting wrecked, man. They really kept the flags. They really kept everything going. They pushed forward and didn't let us get it because we had the advantage as blue team. We had most of the city, and they had kind of the back spawn area with trenches and stuff. It's a fantastic place to go, guys. So we end up losing the second game, and then the third game we totally lost. It was the same game mode, but we played on opposite sides. So like we normally play on opposite sides, like front to back, but then we played left to right, so it was a completely different kind of feel for the same map and everything. So, I remember one time during I'm pretty sure it was during the second game, where I go up, they're like, yeah, we'll cover you, capture the flag. So I go up, and it's like this pulley system to capture the flag, and I'm down there, I'm pulling the flag and everything like that, kind of freaking out. I'm like, shit, go as fast as I can. And then I feel a little bit of pain on my lower back, and then I feel like 3 or 4 shots just pop, like really rapidly, as I was capturing the flag before I could really realize that I'd been hit more than one time. And that they didn't really cover me. I was like, cover my ass, quite literally, because my ass was kind of up facing them as I was capturing this flag, because there was like tires you could hide behind, but they totally flanked me and got me. As I was capturing the flag, so I'm like halfway through, the flag is just like halfway. Theirs is still a little bit up, more than ours is. I'm just like, oh shit, stand up, hit, and I just walk back, respawn, because you have to go to spawn and respawn every time. And then for the rest of the game, I'm like, fuck that. I am not capturing the flag. I will cover your ass if you need to capture the flag. And there was some guy knifing on the second round as well. I thought that was really funny and great. But yeah, I absolutely got totally wrecked the second game. The first game, we did a lot better than we did the second game. It's pretty horrifying, like hearing paintballs go like hitting right next to you or like whizzing by your head. That was pretty cool. So we do that, and then the third game starts, and like I said, it's like left to right, so it's a lot different. We get some of the trenches, and we get some of the things. You can see the flag from pretty much anywhere, and this paintball mask that I have is absolutely garbage, man. It's horrible. It's so blurry or whatever. It's like, oh my god, we even cleaned it with baby wipes and everything. It's just horribly blurry, but I'm not going to use it as an excuse. So we're doing that. I'm, you know, I'm kind of flanking right side at the beginning, get shot. I'm kind of flanking left side at the beginning, get shot a little bit. I was just covered in paint, guys. It was ridiculous. I got hit quite a lot of times, probably 15. My KD was pretty bad. No, it was more than 15. It was definitely more than 15. I don't even know, but I'm going on the left one of these times, and I see this guy, and I wasn't sure if he was on my teammate or not because he was pretty close to where my teammates would be. And so I look at him, and he's kind of, you know, coming at me. I'm just like, surrender or die, whatever. And we both have our guns drawn on each other. And then I'm like looking at him, and I see because this time I'd switched to red team, and now he's on blue team. I look at his arm, and I see the blue tape around his arm, and I'm just like, shit. So I just start unloading on this guy, and he starts doing the same on me, and he hits me in the right thigh. I'm just like, oh no, I died, but did I get you? Did I get you? And he's like, yeah, you got me or whatever. So he starts walking back to spawn. I walk back to spawn as well. It's a pretty damn far walk. And so we come back into the battlefield, and I go to the same place. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna find this guy, and I'm gonna check in. I'm being really careful and everything like that. And I just get shot out of nowhere in the left leg. I just get shot, and I ended up getting shot in the ass once or twice as well. Not only while capturing the flag, like that was the lower back kind of ass, but then I ended up shooting straight in the ass one of the times. And so I'm coming back there, and I just get shot from the left side. I'm like, oh my god, where did he come from? I couldn't even see him, and I go back to spawn. Everything's good, and then I come back again. I'm like, all right, I'm checking left side. Where would he be? Where could he possibly be out here? I don't see anybody. You know, I kind of go, and then he fucking shoots me from the left side again. I'm like, bruh, I checked for you. I tried looking for you, and I came back for vengeance. I came back for blood. And then it becomes a little bit later. It's past the time we had planned on initially staying. It's a little bit after 5. We got there at about noon. And we played 3 games, 3 pretty long games. It was a lot of fun, guys. Fantastic time playing paintball. Then just went over, hung with my brother. And Sunday, I really just chilled. I worked a little bit. But that was about it. I really hope you guys did enjoy this kind of story about what's been going on. I hope it was interesting. I don't know. Was it interesting? Maybe it wasn't. Comment PS6 just cuz. If you guys made it to this part of the video. Remember the fact, I love you guys. Bye.